Afternoon, comrade subscribers. Thanks for hanging around. I thought we'd finally have a look at this homemade expansion, memory expansion board that came on an American ZX81. Yes, it's an American ZX81. It's not a TS1000. So you can see it's a ZX81 with the American modulator hole. So this is the, I've already shown the keyboard in the first video. So let's have a look at this. Now someone made a comment because I said, what on earth was this for? And they pointed out that these DRAMs, MCM4116, it's probably, where is it? It's probably the input voltage, because these actually require plus minus 5 volts and 12 volts. And obviously the expansion on the ZX81 only delivers 5 volts. So that's yeah, so that's probably the reason for that, is to actually power the DRAMs. So it's not something I think I'll be able to get working, I guess. Although I do have power supply that does do plus minus 12, but I don't have. You know, I'm gonna have to modify the board. But yeah, it's very well made. I'm pretty impressed. Everything's socketed, and then we've got wire wrap on the bottom, so we'll have a look at that. And it had this additional bit, but unfortunately this was still attached to the computer. That went on like that, and that was actually attached to the ZX81 to actually stabilize it. So it was it is. I won't say it was. It is really well made. So I'm just gonna. I'll clean off the glue a bit and try and re-glue that bit back on. But yeah, let's have a look at it. Okay, so the components. Well, we've got 16K in these. MCM4116 BP, so we've got 8 of those, so they're 16K by 1 bit, so we've got 16K in total there. And what else have we got? We've got 74LS 157, 74LS 157, not sure what they are off the top of my head. 74LS 00, I should probably know what that is. So NAND, quad NAND or something like that, I don't know. You have a bit more of a, I can't really see it. Yeah, Sinclair 000. You see it through there. Anyway, what's that? Sinclair 32, Sinclair 157, and a Sinclair 393, plus the DRAM, and then a whole bunch of capacitors. And over here as well, plus this interesting socket. So let's pull it apart, and well, very carefully pull it apart. So I guess the ones on the screws on the side are the best way to go. I'll very carefully do this. So probably what I'll do is it would be nice. Obviously I'll keep this as is, but for the ZX81 itself, it's not really practical for me to use it, I don't think. Well, I could try and fire it up, see if it does work, I guess. Otherwise, it's for me, I think it's much easier just to do. Just put 32K in, or even just 16K using that shim I designed. Yep. Okay, so how's this? That's all. Okay, so it's screwed in. You can see there's a hunk of plastic in there. So, there's a screw at the front here. probably means this one at the back, is there? Yep, one over here at the back. Okay. So I think it'll be a matter of, I think it's probably safer to unscrew these as well. Yep. All right, I'll be back. Okay, so all the screws are undone. Something still. Okay, so there's the box. So let me just very carefully put that down there. So I don't know, is this a custom made? Looks like it does look like a custom made box with bits just glued on. I don't know, or it's repurposed from something else and the sides were just cut out. I don't really know. Interesting. Okay, so here we go. Lots of beautiful wire wrapping. Okay, so that bit of plastic there is just, all right, just I guess just to provide a bit of stiffness, I guess. Okay, so looking at these power, let's see if we can figure out. Okay, pins are labelled A, B, C, D. You can see on there, A, B, C, D. So they go. Oh, okay. So they've got some sort of little wire wrap numbering. That makes things a bit easier, doesn't it? Maybe. So they go to these unused pins up here, and then obviously off to wherever. So if we have a look at the data sheet, so VBB is minus 5 volts, which is pin 1. I'll write this down. VBB, which is minus 5, is pin 1. And then we have VSS, which is ground. 0 volts, which is pin 16. And then we have VCC, which is plus 5, which is pin 9. And then VDD, 12 volts, which is pin 8. Okay, so pretty simple. What's that? Minus 5 volts, minus 5, ground, plus 5, VDD, no, plus 12 and plus 5. Okay, so I guess just very quickly, I guess we could try and buzz it out. Let's have a look. So pin. So we'll go have a look at this one down there. So pin 1. Is that pin 1? We'll look at, say, okay, we'll look at this one here. So pin 1. Oh, no, I'm going opposite, aren't I? So pin 1's up the top here, which means that we've got pin 1 here. There we go. So yep, so indeed that is the blue wire. That's the blue wire. Pin 1 is blue. Okay, then opposite pin 1 is pin 16, so that'll be ground. So which one will be ground? That's the orange one up the top here. Sorry, probably zoomed in a little bit too much. So ground is orange. Okay, pin 9, 5 volts. It's getting a little bit messed up. So that'll be pin 9 here, I guess. That's pin 1, that's pin 9. There we go, it's the red. Okay, as expected. And yellow for 12, which makes sense. So that should be 12 volts there. Yep, there we go. So I will dig out that comment and reply, because I don't think I've actually replied. But yes, you're 100% correct. Thank you very much. Very, very observant. So yeah, so not much really I want to do. So with the dynamic memory, we obviously need to refresh it. So is there, does the ZX81 have a refreshment circuit? Because we use SRAM, don't we? Or is that what this this extra logic is? Maybe is to generate a refreshment pulse. I'm just looking at the data sheet just to see if there is anything here about refreshment circuit. Column decoders, row decoders. Oh, that's the other thing as well. Yeah. All right. Let me just check what these logic are. So what did I say we had? No, let me just double check. We've got a new spare. Oh yeah, I've got something here. All right. So we have we've got 393s, we've got 157s, the triple O, or double O, sorry, and we've got a 32. That sounds familiar. Is that like an AND or something? I don't know. 157, 157, 393. All right, let me just have a quick look what these are. Easy. So yeah, back in the olden days when I was in uni, which was the 90s, I remember I have to look it up on microfiche. You can print out the data sheets from microfiche. Anyway, so SEM4LS393 is a dual 4-bit binary counter. The 157s are quad 2-input multiplexers. The double O is a quad NAND, 2-input NAND, and the 32 is a quad 2-input OR. So we've got 157, 157, 157, 157. So we've got 4 of those. 4 2, so we've got 8 bits maybe. Multiplexer, okay. We've got a 393 here, which is a binary counter. So I don't know if that's something to do with maybe refreshment. I don't know. I can't really design this in my head. But I'm just very impressed. Actually, what do we have on here? Read, write. Oh, okay, so there is actually a refreshment. So there is actually a refreshment on that pin there. Which is wide up, is it? Yep, it is wide up. Okay, so there we go. That's refreshment. Duh. Too easy. Yeah, I don't know what else to do. We'll say. I just wanted to show this a bit closer. I assume I don't know if this is an own design or if this is from a magazine. I assume it's maybe from a magazine, or well, you know, could also be an own design. Sorry, I shouldn't belittle the original owner like that. if he's been able to, he or she, they've been able to build something like that. You know, I wouldn't put it past them that they could design it from scratch. But yeah, it's just very, you know, I just love all the way, you know, we've got the little capacitors, little bypass capacitors, I assume. He's got them built in like that. I don't know if this is an easier way to show it. Really impressed. So, yeah, well, now that I know, actually I should probably, I've got the pin out, so if I look at it like this, so I don't. Well, I'm not going to get a connector like that. Let me draw a picture of the connector. So that I can remember the pin out. Let's just look at it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that bottom right one there is A, which is yellow, which is 12 volts. So that's 12 volts. That one there is red, so that's 5 volts. I guess that's D. And then we've got B and C. So B is blue, which was -5. And so C is ground. Okay. So 12 volts, 5 volts, ground, and -5 volts. So yeah, I can, yeah. So I will try and power it up at some stage. Don't know what I'll do. I might have to maybe add in my own little bypass or something. Oh no, silly me. I can just use the pinouts here, can't I? I can just connect into the pinouts there, because that's where he's got them connected up to. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, these ones up here. All right, I'll do that. Now let me just get the machine, and before we finish, here's the machine itself. So we've got TCE 184 ULA, NEC Z80, got the ROM, got the 2K RAM there. So I could desolder that, stick in a 32K SRAM, replace this so that I can get some sort of video signal out. So I'll probably do this first, put in a buffer, so I can get a video signal out just to make sure it's working. Oh, interestingly, it's not really. So it must have been, it doesn't look like it's been built as a kit. It does look like it's been wave soldered. Because if it was, obviously you wouldn't go and fill in all these holes. So interesting. So it's definitely a US ZX81. ZX81 case. It's definitely not a TS1000. So yeah. So I'll probably pull that out and put a buffer in just to see if I can get a signal out, make sure it's working, and then start doing some upgrades on it. Maybe try and get this working first before I do the RAM. Yeah, there we go. So I hope that was interesting. Like I say, I'm really impressed. I'm going to keep this as it is. I'm not going to touch it. Put it back together. I'll try and probably redo the glue. And obviously redo the glue on here as well, and try and keep it, although if I can get it, I'm just trying to think, obviously it'd be nice to keep this expansion working. Anyway, whatever, that's all for now. Hopefully talk to you, no, tripping over words. Bye for now.